Collage Warner.
You had a very interesting situation occur a few years ago.
I did.
What was the situation?
I was a junior in college. I was mauled by a pit bull at a friend's house. I had just begun dating this particular guy. He asked me to come to his house for a Bible study, but every time I went to the house, the dog was put away. So I would never see the dog.
Let's go back to the very day this happened.
Okay.
From you walking, getting out of the car, walking to the house.
So I got to the door, of course, rang the doorbell, and he opened the door. And when he opened the door, the dog immediately just jumped on me, my face.
The dog lashes out at you.
Right.
It goes right for your
throat, actually, because I know typically those types of dogs are known to go for the jugular, and I had just turned my head like in the nick of time, and he latched on to my part of my nose and my lip and cheek area.
Okay, so the dog is on your nose, lip, cheek.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
Shock. I mean, I can't even really explain that to you. I mean, just complete shock, like what the hell is going on? And he wasn't letting go. I mean, I heard my friend in the background calling his name, and he had to literally come and pry his mouth open because those dogs, they do not let go.
So the dog locked down on your face.
He did.
The jaw's locked down.
He had to literally open his mouth. And when he opened his mouth, he was able to restrain the dog and put him in a nearby room. And then I was actually staggering to the stairs, you know, and when it's funny because the bottom of his stairs, there was a mirror right there. And when I saw my face, I looked in the mirror, I saw my face, and like this whole part of my lip was just peeled back, and all you could see was my front teeth. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Someone called 911?
He did, yes.
Okay, did you take an ambulance?
I did.
While you were waiting, what was going on? Did you get a compress on it or what?
He did. He went and got like a towel or something, and then when the paramedics got there, the lady was just like so in shock. She just, I just remember her reaction. She was just like, oh my God. And it's like, this is a paramedic. I'm sure you've seen any and everything. So for her to say that to me, I was like, wow, this is really bad. So she, of course, taped me up or whatever until I was able to get to the hospital.
Oh, man. So the surgeon gets there. Were you on local anesthetic, or did they put you to sleep when they did the first surgery?
You know what? When he got there, they wheeled me into the operating room. And Spencer, that's the young man's name, he asked the nurse, he said, can I come in and can I pray with her and the surgeon before he operates? And it was just an awesome experience. And he, you know, assured me that everything was going to be okay. The anesthesia started and I was off to sleep.
So that was the first surgery? That
was the first surgery.
You come out of the first surgery, do you still, how long do you have to keep the bandages on before you can actually see after the first surgery?
Well, you know what, when I came out of the first surgery, I woke up in a hyperbaric chamber. It was this particular chamber that they put patients in. When I woke up, my mother was right there. She had flew in from Chicago. And when I woke up, she was standing right there. And I remember putting my hand on the hyperbaric chamber, and she was standing, of course, on the other side. I put her hand there. And, you know, at that moment, I knew that I was gonna be okay, you know.
Wow. Your mother caught that first flight.
As soon as she got the call, my dad got stuck in Chicago. He couldn't get out. He came in the very next morning. All my family and everybody was there when I got out of the initial surgery.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I just let this man reconstruct me. I just let, you know, I just let him reconstruct me. You know I had to have some nose work done, you know, lip work, cheek work, bone structure work. I mean, it was all kinds of stuff. I just know he reattached my lip, he fixed my nose, you know. He did what he needed to do to reconstruct me.
What did you learn from this experience?
people are being mauled and killed by pit bulls and Rottweilers. So I know for me to have survived this horrific attack, God was definitely on my side that particular day. I learned that I am resilient, you know. There were many times where I wanted to literally go out of my mind. It's like I would look at myself and I'm like, I look deformed, or, you know, I don't feel pretty, or, you know, I'm walking around and I have this scar on my face. People are constantly staring at me.
Are you very self-conscious of the scar?
At times I am.
When are you self-conscious of it?
When people are staring at me like you're doing on
maybe they're not staring at you. Maybe they're just looking at you. They're just looking at Collage.
Staring. I know when people stare at me. No, but it's cool. At times, I think we all can be a little self-conscious.
You a vain person?
I was. I've been truly humbled.
What do you mean by that? Because we all have a little vanity in us, right? We want to look in the mirror. We want to look good.
Anytime there is a present mark or a scar on your face, it does, to me, either one or two things. Like I said before, like you could literally lose your mind because you're so caught up in what people say and, you know, how they're looking at you. From the time that pit bull jumped on me to the time till today, it's like I did not have any control over anything. My healing process, I couldn't speed up the healing process. You know, it had to take its course. That's humbling to have to wait to heal.
You focusing on the positive nature of this situation, aren't you?
I'm trying to.
How can you help others?
The power of prayer, and I mean, again, that may sound cliche, but it is real. That is the only thing that kept me from not wanting to lose my mind. If the scar had been on my back, or if it had been on my thigh or leg or somewhere that I can hide it, I probably would still be the same person I was before this incident happened. You know?
What is the prayer after you're mauled by a pit bull and have to go through 5 reconstructive surgeries?
To just continue to move forward in life, to not be so insecure, so self-conscious, you know, not to be afraid, to just continue to live. Because, I mean, there were points where I just did not want to live. I mean, honestly, I stayed at home a lot. I didn't really like socialize. You know, my social life was just totally cut. I didn't date, you know, for a very, 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 very long time.
You've gone through an evolution. What type of evolution?
Yeah, now I'm at a point where I'm okay with me. You know, it took a very long time to get to this point. This scar is not going to probably ever go away, but it's my story, so I just keep it moving.
What do you think about people owning dogs that have a propensity for violent behavior towards other dogs or human beings?
I see pit bulls all the time, and I stay away. You know, I completely stay away. I keep my son away from him when we're walking in the park or if we're walking down the street or something. What I want people to know and get from my story is that you have to be aware, just like you have to be aware if you walking down a dark alley at night. I mean, that's not really a smart thing to do, but if you're out at night and you're walking down the street or whatever, if you're pumping gas, it's like anywhere you turn, you have to be aware now. And the majority of people who are killed by these animals are kids, babies between the ages of 18 months and 7 years old.
So how do you know that God is real?
How do I know God is real? Because he has spared my life on so many occasions, and even more than I just shared with you. That's how I know he is real. I've always been blessed. I've come from a blessed family. My parents are awesome. My siblings, my son, he's my gift. I'm trying to operate in my purpose because once I know I do that, sky's the limit.
What's your dream?
I really believe God has really given me a heart for single mothers. So I've been working on a talk show that is for and about single mothers.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Collage Warner, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for getting through this.
Garrard McClendon.
It's tough.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Blessed and highly favored, right?
I am.